I am FXDLS Brooklyn, and for the better part of a decade, I've been facing off against the elements and riding all year around. For cold weather riding, I always thought I had my gear well dialed in, until one day I came across this simple, classic piece of riding gear. In this video, we're going to discuss why Chaps should be your next purchase for those cold weather miles. Let's get into it. Alright, what's going on YouTube? FXDLS Brooklyn is back in the building. So forever at this point, my typical solution for freezing wind chills for the lower half of my body has always been extreme Carhartt thermal liners with a pair of Kevlar lined riding jeans on top of it. This has always gotten me through thousands of annual freezing miles until one day I had stumbled on something far superior. So for me, I had always associated Chaps with just being another frivolous accessory adorned by the Hell Yeah Brother crowd. But it turns out that unlike tassels and half helmets, Chaps actually offer a massive bang for their buck in terms of functionality and protection. So yeah, I had never entertained the idea of wearing Chaps until one day my friends Brandon and Adam were just raving about how good they would be for the ride that we were planning that was going to be well into the 30s, freezing with wind chill. So yeah, I thought they were kidding, and when my friend Adam realized that I had never tried Chaps before, he actually offered to let me run his spare set that he had lying around. Because I mean, you're not truly Dyna Bros until you find yourself trading pants with each other, right? So anyway, it took only an hour of highway speeds for me to learn the true error of my ways in all of my years and miles prior. Because I had always spared no cost in terms of protecting my upper body from the frost, but failed to show my legs that same level of attention. So anyway, I came home that night from that ride a true believer in the power of Chaps and began to do a little research in regards to who would offer the best Chaps, especially for the winter miles that I find myself doing very often. Unsurprisingly, this took me to one of my hometown companies here in New York, none other than First MFG. Because I mean, who's gonna do anything better when it comes to leather, right? So these are my First MFG Patriots. Before I give you my review on these Chaps, let's just turn our attention to some of the specs on these things that come directly from the First MFG website. So first and foremost, these Chaps are coming in at around $170. You can always use my discount code to knock that price down quite a bit. Chaps are one of the handiest pieces of gear you could have, for both protection during a crash, protection from weather, road debris, and of course, cold temperatures. The convenience continues with having easily removable gear and not having to walk around all day in what's obviously riding gear. These are crafted from our diamond naked cowhide, have one snap and one zippered pocket on each side, and have stretch panels for comfort. Now, let's get to the features. Diamond naked cowhide leather, one snap pocket and one zippered pocket on each side, removable snap out thermal liner, 4 snap cuffs for easy on, easy off, back lacing and added size adjustability, stretch panels on inner thigh for comfort and fit while riding. So yeah, I've been putting these things to the true test this winter, outriding temperatures well below freezing with wind chill, and here are the main takeaways so far. So once you get used to it, these things are an absolute breeze to take on and off. This particularly trumps my old method of running an extreme heavy liner under my riding jeans, because if I would find myself in a situation where I was indoors for an extended period of time, there would be no easy way to shed this inner layer. These Chaps very much solve that problem. So the next time you're out riding the frost to meet up with your fellow Dyna Bros at the local Starbucks, it's literally 2 zippers, a few snaps, and you're stripping these things off just like you would your riding jacket or your vest. So yeah, I talk about how easy it is to take these things off, but honestly, most days I threw these on, I typically wore them throughout my entire day because they just were that comfortable. The fact that they have multiple pockets in the same place that I'm used to having pockets in my riding jeans is an absolute game changer that often had me forgetting I was even wearing Chaps in the first place. So yeah, it's all day comfort, all day functionality. For me, this is probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm so excited about this particular piece of gear. This leather cuts the chill like nothing else I've ever run on my legs. The removable thermal lining takes it to an even more extreme level. To give you some context, I rode when it was 32 degrees with the liner attached, and honestly, it was actually too warm and I wound up shedding the liner. I would say that if you're riding in the 20s or less, it's a nice peace of mind to know that you have it, but riding in the 30s and above, it's gonna get too warm to even need to run the liner. So anyway, what I'm saying is I just appreciate having the versatility and having the option to be prepared for the most extreme cold. And yeah, running these made me feel like I would never have to consider running the option of wiring in heated pants. So what I can say at this point, because I've only been testing these within the winter months, is how these would fare during the hotter days in the summer. I do wonder at what point would these become too hot to wear. Time will tell. But anyway, for the winter, you're going to want them. So like everything that is diamond cowhide leather from First MFG, you could feel that you're getting serious protection. I actually put these on top of my riding jeans that have CE level armor inside, so with this combination, I felt truly protected. As someone who has almost lost a leg in a nearly fatal motorcycle wreck, this type of protection is really important to me, and these chaps did not disappoint. One of the 4 agreements that might be one of the hardest to keep is don't make assumptions. I had made the assumption for years that chaps were more of an aesthetic thing rather than serving a valuable purpose in terms of riding. Damn, was I wrong about that one. It gets cold out there and the miles never stop, and I'm grateful to have had this revelation. So anyway, ever since I threw up a few pictures where I was caught rocking these chaps, I have gotten quite a few requests to talk about what I've been running, and after putting in many cold weather miles on these chaps, I can hands down recommend them to you. I can't see myself going another winter without this essential piece of riding gear, and I hope you don't have to either. So if you are thinking about buying these, for reference, in this video I am wearing a size small. I stand at 5'7", 155 pounds. They generally fit all around great. The only thing I wish I could have the option for is to cut down the length, say 2 or 4 inches in the legs, but besides that, they're great. So once again, First MFG has truly cracked the code on surviving freezing miles without having to run heated gear. The winds of winter this season are far from over, and if you're trying to grab these, be sure to use my discount code to save some money site-wide. If you enjoyed this video, give it that thumbs up and consider subscribing, and we do have a Patreon for some of those deeper cuts and quests. So as you once again outride winter and into those warmer summer months, stay safe and stay low. Keep yourself covered this season, don't ignore half your body, and run quality riding gear. On that, FXDLS Brooklyn is out.